Hi there, guys. This is Mrs. Sutton, and you'll just hear my voice and maybe see my fingers a little bit because I'm going to do a how to draw video with you. This is a caterpillar and a butterfly on a branch with a little ladybug, so we'll just look at how to draw these things, okay? I'll show you some tips and things you can do when you're drawing, all right? Just grab a regular piece of paper and just some normal everyday crayons. These are my big jumbo crayons because you guys really like those. So I'm going to go ahead and use those. For my branch, all I do is start somewhere in the lower part of my paper. I just make a line. Bark is bumpy, so it can be kind of bumpy and wavy. And I make it go just up a little bit when I get to this side of my paper. Just go up and then right off the page, just like that. Over here you can see I just went right off the edge of the paper. I'm going to do that again, a little lower. Just going to make a nice little line. It's already starting to look like a tree branch, isn't it? And then instead of going up, I'm going to go down over here this time. And then I'm going to make a little V over here that comes in, comes to a point, and then goes right back out over here. You can make as many branches as you want to. I'll put one down here at the bottom that just goes from the bottom of the paper and waves over this way. And I'm going to go behind my other branch and just go right off the edge of my paper again and just make another line right under that one. Make as many branches as you want to, and you can color them in with your brown. Or you can wait until, I'm going to wait till after I'm done drawing my bugs to color him. Color the branches, and my little caterpillar is coming first here. So I'm going to make some lines, just some little lines that look like maybe lowercase l. Is that what that looks like? Or the number 1. Can make a bunch of them. These are the lines that are going to separate the sections of the caterpillar's body. And I don't need too many of them. You can make as many as you want. Start with like 3 or 4 and then just make a few more until he looks long enough for you, okay? Then I'm going to hop from the top to the top to the top. Oh, I made a rhyme, didn't I? I'm going to keep going all the way and do that with all my lines. Just hopped from the top of one to the next to the next. Then I'm going to come down below and swing like little letter U's, little short U's down here at the bottom. In the art room, we like to call these shapes arcs. A-R-C, arc. And then put an oval at this end and an oval at this end. And that is the body of our caterpillar. Isn't he cute? We could put little claws down here on some of his body sections, showing that he's really hanging on. Or you don't need to do that if that's confusing. Just skip it if you don't want to do it. You're the artist, so you make those decisions. Let's put a little oval up here. That's going to be his little eye. Looks like a little wiggly eye. Very cool. Then put some other dots on him too, because when they're in real life, they have special dots that when a bird sees them, they can't tell which is the front and which is the back. And they also, if they're super brightly colored, then the bird might think he's not good to eat. They think that brightly colored bugs are poison, so they don't eat them, which is kind of a neat defense thing that he has going for him. Okay, now I'm going to do a nice big butterfly right up here. I have a little 3-section body on my butterfly. His head is a small oval. The middle of his body is a medium oval. And then the bottom of his body is a large, long oval. Just like that, 3 sections. A butterfly really does have 3 body segments. They call them segments in science. So we might as well know that, huh? Make a nice line coming out from between these sections like that. On both sides. I'm going to do everything I do on both sides. If they're not the same, that's okay. If one's shorter than the other a little bit, that's just fine. If one wing is smaller than the other, it's just going to look like he's flapping his wings and flying. Okay? So now that I've got my 3 lines on this side and 3 lines on this side, Going to make a big curve, another arc that goes from the bottom to the middle. I'm going to do that on the other side too, keeping it kind of rounded because it makes me feel good about my butterfly. He's got big round wings, and go from the top to the middle, and then do the same thing over here from the top to the middle. Then you can decorate his wings however you want. I see butterflies in my backyard sometimes that have these long, beautiful ovals that are pointed at one end like that, and I really like that shape. So when I draw a butterfly, I usually put a shape like that on my butterfly's wings. Whatever makes you happy, you can do circles, you can do hearts, whatever you like. Give him some little antennas. That's how they see everything. They feel around with their little antennas, and it helps them know where they're going just a little bit before they get there. All right, so another thing to do is I had a little ladybug on my branch in my other drawing that I showed you. So I'm going to put a little circle on my branch. Make him as big or as small as you want to, okay? I'm using red because I want him to be a ladybug, but you can make it any kind of beetle. What letter does that look like? Does that look like a capital T? That's what it looks like to me. Put a little half circle for his little head on the top. And then he's going to have a certain number of legs because he's an insect. Insects have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. That's something that you'll also be learning in science. And while I've got my black crayon, I'm going to go ahead and color his little head and put little dots on him like that. And guys, that is all I did with my other drawing, the one that I showed you that's already done. That is all I did, and I added some leaves. Let's go ahead and do that before I let you go. I'll show you. I came up to a point and back down. I curved it out a little. Looks like he's climbing over here to eat that, because if he eats enough of these, then he'll make a chrysalis, and he'll be able to go to sleep, and he will emerge as a beautiful butterfly. You guys are going to learn all about that if you haven't already. That may be stuff you already know. Put some little leaves, and then I did a trick to do my coloring. What I did was I used my crayon that was broken. I used a broken crayon, and I colored sideways with it. Let me grab my blue one, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I like to save my crayons when they're all used up and they kind of get broken and they don't have their paper anymore. What I like to do with them is use them sideways, and that fills in a bunch of sky at one time and makes it look really beautiful. And go around all my bugs and go ahead and just use my crayon and push sideways with it. I'm scooting it all over my paper like that. I'm going to make a texture rubbing video too, and that's what we're going to do with our crayons when we do texture rubbing. We've done that in the classroom as well, and I'll have another video next week all about texture rubbing because it's so much fun. Okay. Gosh, I wish we were all in the classroom together, but until we can be, you guys can do this. You do this video as much as you want, and you can add more stuff to your drawings too. I'm going to show you again my finished drawing. It's right over here. And then I'm going to say bye-bye for now, and I will see you soon. Draw anytime you want. Ask your parents if you can have some nice white paper and some crayons. And that's all you need to make this beautiful drawing. Bye-bye, Rocket. See you soon.